Hello, and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen and Intercultural Victoria.
There's a new threat to freedom of speech in Victoria. This one's been brewing for years, but now it's coming to a head as a bill's been tabled in Parliament. And it's called the Justice Legislation Amendment Anti-Vilification and Social Cohesion Bill 2024. What does the government really mean by social cohesion, and what's their track record on social cohesion? Let's have a look. Does anyone remember the pandemic? Do you remember this at Victoria Market? I can almost smell the social cohesion on their riot shields. And what about this? She copped social cohesion right between the eyes. And do you remember when they weaponised the government services app? If you didn't take the medicine that they wanted you to take, you were ostracised from society? That's some social cohesion right there. But I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's not fair, David. That was during the pandemic. Social cohesions were hard to come by. What about after the pandemic? Well, let's have a look. After the Let Women Speak rally last year, when some actual Nazis turned up, the government decided to fly the trans flag and invite drag queens to Parliament to read stories about gender ideology to little kids. Look at his eyes. I can see the social cohesion right there. Then the government tried to get some more social cohesions by banning the Nazi salute. I objected at the time, and as you can see here, because I thought it might create a martyr and actually be counterproductive. Of course, I was right. Within hours of the laws coming into effect, the Nazis had their first martyr courtesy of the Victorian government. But I know what you're thinking. Maybe the government's changed direction now. Maybe they've got a new take on things and, all that other stuff's a bit old and in the past. Well, let's have a look at something more recent. Recently in Berwick, the Liberal Party organised a meeting of local residents who were upset about the lack of consultation in changing the name of their lake. And guess what? The Nazis turned up again. They have a habit of doing that. So how did the government respond? Did they get out their social cohesions and try and help it? Of course not. They tried to smear the Liberal Party as Nazis. They had a big debate in Parliament. But everyone was getting in on the act. Check it out. They're talking about Nazis here. More Nazis. Even more Nazis. Are you feeling the social cohesions yet? Okay, it's just getting stupid now, right? We all know that. It seems pretty clear to me that the Labor Party is trying to intimidate the opposition into supporting their social cohesion bill by, wait for it, creating social division. It's great, isn't it? You got to love it. But the government is not serious about social cohesion. Their track record is abominable. Whenever they try and take actions for social cohesion, they create social division or it backfires spectacularly. Maybe you've experienced some social cohesion from the government and you'd like to share it. Please let me know in the comments below.
No, but I want to talk about the lake and some other stuff. So from the city of Casey, the renaming of the lake delivers on a 2018 election commitment made by the former Premier of Victoria to name a permanent landmark in Victoria in honour of Guru Nanak. I would have picked a mountain if I was a guru, but anyway. Council didn't have any say in it. It was between the Victorian Government, Melbourne Water and Geographic Names Victoria.
A decision by the Victorian Government to rename Berwick Springs Lake southeast of Melbourne as Guru Nanak Lake has sparked a wave of anger among residents who say they were not consulted about the change. The lake now bears the name of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the founder of the Sikh faith, following a ceremony attended by government officials and Sikh community leaders. During the ceremony, Multicultural Affairs Minister Ingrid Stitt and Planning Minister Sonia Kilkenny praised the renaming as a gesture that celebrates Victoria's diverse cultural heritage. This name change is about recognising the significant contributions of our Sikh community, Ms Kilkenny said. It reflects our commitment to fostering inclusiveness and acknowledging our state's rich diversity. However, the decision has left many residents fuming, with a petition to reverse the name change gathering nearly 1,500 signatures in just a few days. This is an absolute joke, one resident wrote online. There was no community consultation, and we've lived here for decades. It's appalling. Michael Ball, who started the petition, called the move offensive and disrespectful, noting that the lake is a central part of the Berwick Springs community's identity. The Sikh Interfaith Council of Victoria, which lobbied for the name change, defended the decision. For the Sikh community, Guru Nanak is a central figure whose teachings focus on equality, truth, and service, said Jasper Singh Surapada, chair of the council. This renaming is an honour, and we hope it will educate people about Sikhism. Despite these assurances, the controversy has only intensified, with many locals vowing to continue their fight against the name change. This is creating division, not unity, said one resident. We will fight to restore the lake's original name.
We come here every week for a walk. But they did a secret ceremony to change the name and didn't tell the residents, didn't tell anybody till it was over. And they've picked a name that goes back 800 years when Australia wasn't even settled.
Do you think that people that don't want it changed to Guru Nanak, do you think that they're hateful?
No. Again, it's not something to fight over. It's a lake, so call it whatever you want. If you want to call it Berwick Springs, like they've done for like many years, like in the past, then stick to it.
The Premier said that people that oppose it are like Nazis. Do you not agree with her?
No.
Recently, without any proper community consultation, or none, Victoria's woke far-left government renamed the beautiful Berwick Springs Lake to Guru Nanak Lake, after the founder of Sikhism, who didn't live in Narre Warren or Berwick Springs, but rather in India hundreds of years ago. And when a large group of Berwick Springs locals petitioned the state to stop the bizarre name change, Premier Jacinda Allen responded by labelling the thousands of concerned locals as Nazis.
We name Guru Nanak Lake in honour of the Sikh community. The question for the Leader of the Opposition is, does he stand with that community or stand with neo-Nazis who drive division and hate?
Opposition to renaming a local area now makes people Nazis who are driving division and hate? I don't know about you. I'm a little bit sceptical of her attack. So I head to Berwick Springs Lake myself to ask people who are actually in that park what they think.
Do you know they changed the name of this lake? How do you feel about it?
Not good.
Not good? Why not?
Because the Berwick Springs Lake. It was Berwick Springs all the time. So yeah.
I think my dad was talking about it yesterday, and then
Was he happy?
he just told me. Like, he didn't seem surprised or like excited.
Do you think it's a good idea?
No, probably not. Doesn't sound too good.
So the lady does protest too much. I think I know why. Back in September, opening of the Intercultural Garden. The city of Ballarat celebrated the opening of Ballarat's first intercultural garden on Monday, recognising how diverse and inclusive the city is. The Intercultural Advisory Committee has been pivotal in developing the garden. As well as a committee, Ballarat Council has an intercultural plan and an intercultural competence manual. So Ballarat is the first city in Australia to join the Council of Europe's Intercultural Cities Network. The program supports cities and regions in reviewing and adapting their policies through an intercultural lens and developing comprehensive intercultural strategies to manage diversity as an advantage for the whole society. You need to join, and the program is a joint initiative between the Council of Europe and the European Commission. It seeks to explore the potential of an intercultural approach to integration in communities with culturally diverse populations and offer methodological support to cities willing to implement the intercultural integration model proposed. The underlining principles: the intercultural city has people with different nationality, origin, language, or religion belief 2. Political leaders and most citizens regard diversity positively as a resource. 3. The city actively combats discrimination and adapts its governance, institutions, and services to the needs of a diverse population. 4. The city has a strategy and tools to deal with diversity and cultural conflict. It encourages greater mixing and integration between diverse groups in the public space. So, results, evaluation, funding, and resources. From the Victorian State Government, Department of Education, Cultural Diversity Plan 2023 to 27.4. Intercultural compatibility in schools. Build the intercultural capability of school leaders, teachers, and students. Action across the focus areas for evaluation. And we're going to use human rights and responsibilities. And the Department of Education has committed to undergoing period reviews and evaluations of all programs informed by best practice methodology. And from the Victorian curriculum, students apply their learning in intercultural capacity to complex questions of global world. Intercultural capacity fosters the skills that assist students to negotiate across barriers that may arise from differences. And all roads lead back here to reduce polarization. Its motto: many cultures, one humanity. The United Nations embrace and promotes cultural diversity, religious pluralism, and mutual respect. And be kind to Jacob. He's a bit of a dill, but the future of women's sports in Victoria is on his shoulders. And he doesn't even know about it. And that'll do. See you later. Bye.